So yeah, apologies for the mess. Frankly, it is reading 3 degrees in the shed at the minute, which is slightly better than outside. Outside we're around about 0 with about 4 inches of snow on the ground, so it's not that pleasant to be down here at the minute. And I've got the heater running almost at full whack, and I don't expect it to get any warmer really whilst I'm down here. So my plan for this week's project was to make a box with a bent veneer covering, but I put a little dish of water out overnight, and when I came in this morning it had about 5 mil of ice along the top, so yeah, I won't be doing that then. So these are all, we'll have to wait until, I hope, next week. This, what they call it, the mini beast, isn't supposed to last much longer, so hopefully that'll be fine. So I'll just move these out of the way and get on with something that's not really temperature dependent. So obviously I won't be able to finish these completely, but I'll at least be able to get them started. So yeah, that was supposed to be my Mother's Day gift, and that's turned out to be a late Mother's Day gift anyway because of the current conditions. So I'm going for something that's going to be a Mother's Day gift slightly late anyway. So what I've got is I've got 4 of these little boxes, and I wasn't actually intending to buy any boxes, but I kind of saw them in the window and thought, oh, they look interesting. So they're just a very simple plywood box with a magnetic closure at the front here. And I think they'll be quite striking with something in neon, I think, and some time ago I picked up a whole load of neon acrylics. Admittedly these are pound shop ones, but I've had some quite a bit of success with pound shop paint, so that's one. And I'm going to use the paint pouring technique I did last year at some point. About this time last year I think I did that. So I've given these just a coat of black acrylic on the front and the lid, because I don't think covering the entire thing with neon is going to look that striking. So I'm going to do kind of a patch in the middle and then a line down the front. And what I've also got is one of my original attempts at paint pouring, and I can't remember if I actually showed you this one or not. I think I got a bit embarrassed about it, but I'd fiddled too much, and I kept fiddling and it just got muddy. So I'm going to redo that one. So I'm just going to tip all the hinges and screws into a pot so it's out of the way. So that one needs to be redone. And I've also got my kind of replacement Mother's Day gift, which is another box from not the pound shop, but a shop that's fairly similar to the pound shop. So again, this is just a very cheap wood. I think this one is Paul Lower or one of those sort of woods with a ply top and bottom. But I don't know how well this is going to come out now that I've painted it. This is a laser cut wooden image on top of the lid. So I've gone over it in black to give it a base coat. And what I'm hoping to do is kind of a stained glass sort of effect using paint pouring technique. Okay, so I've got everything masked off and ready to go. Now for the lids of the little boxes, I've given them about ½ centimetre, about 5 mil of an edge. And for the main part of the box I've given it a full centimetre. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference really in the overall thing, but I think just a slight variation is good in terms of visuals. Now I'm mixing up my paint. So I've got here some cheap pound shop PVA, and I've already doled out my paints And the basic ratio is about half glue to paint, and then enough water to make it into the right consistency. Now I think I probably said before, the right consistency takes a bit of practice, and if you're going to do a lot of these, then you might want to invest in what they call it, Floetrol, I think is the medium they use, which is kind of intended for this kind of flowing paint kind of stuff.
Now these are going to take some days to dry, so I'm just going to... Oh, I forgot to put that. Still want to put them on. Actually, doesn't look too bad. I'm going to let them sit and settle. They're going to take a good couple of days to dry it anyway, even in this weather. So, yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay, so I've got the tape off all of these. Now, some of them, well, actually all of them had an issue with the acrylic creating a skin and peeling back with the tape, so I had to cut them all back. And I couldn't put a ruler or a straight edge down before I cut them because the centres are still damp, so my lines are all informal, says Mary Berry. So they look homemade, at least. My little second chance box hasn't really come out that well. I think I probably need some more light colours in there. It's a bit too dark and a bit too muddy. And it's quite lumpy as well. I don't know if you can see that there. There's a lot of lumpy bits of paint in there. So I might be retiring that one again rather than finishing it, and it will become something else down the line. But that was just a way of using up the extra paint from the flowers. So yeah, my technique's improving, but not that much really. So as you can see, we've come inside and this is my finished box. Now the glue added to the acrylic paint in the last coat gave it a really kind of rich colour, so that looks quite good at this point. And come on, I've just lined it very basically with paper. It looks a bit raggedy, but Mum knows that I'm intending to do some more finishing, so that's just kind of a placeholder. Anyway, so eventually in the summer this is going to get a coat of resin and that will contain everything inside so I don't lose any glitter. But considering this was kind of a last minute, minimum time required project, it actually worked quite well. So yeah, I'll see you again next week.